Thank you for joining us. This is actually our first episode. Really excited to do this. We've been talking about it for a while, and it just seems like we just didn't get around to starting it. And so we're finally doing it. I'm super happy. And of course, there's nobody else I would want to have as our first guest than Andrés Farías. Andrés is he's like a brother that I never knew until COVID happened, and we met, and we've been inseparable. So he's just the greatest guy. And he is, of course, my partner in Regents Remote Services, which is the sponsor of this show. And so he's the obvious first choice for a first guest. Andrés, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great, Jason. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be part of the first episode of the podcast. Great to see you.
And where are you coming from today?
Well, Monterrey, Mexico. That's our corporate office and headquarters of Regents Remote Services.
Wonderful.
Here in the Rockies of Monterrey, the Sierra Madre.
Yeah. I always tell people, it's not a vacation place, but there's a way you can squeeze it in. There's a lot of really cool things there. The topography is amazing. The food's amazing. The people are amazing. It's a very, very cool, place. But it's amazing that the city seems regional, despite the fact that it's enormous and has a ton of industry in it. And if you say it, people think you're talking about the city in California.
Yeah. A lot of people, if you want to compare Monterrey to a city in the United States, we're probably the Chicago of the United States.
That makes sense.
We are a very industrial city. We're very business oriented. If you really look into it, you can find really cool things to visit.
Yeah.
If you're here. And also, we're going to have 4 games of the World Cup.
Well,
the soccer
that stadium
World
is absolutely beautiful. What's the name of that stadium?
Yes. BBVA. Yeah. It's the bank adopted the name.
It's incredible. You see that stadium and you could be in Germany, France. I mean, it is really, really, really top-notch soccer facility for sure. I still am a little concerned about traffic around those games. Having visited that stadium to pick up jerseys for my kids, I remember very distinctly driving through some roads that were like single vehicle, maybe 1.5 lanes. I mean, I think it's going to be a challenge, but
Yes, it's going to be quite a challenge, but we'll tackle that one in 240 something days.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so if you're watching this next year and you're going back through old clips, I hope that it stood the test and it did a great job. So, one of the most fun things about, the work that we do, you touched on it a little bit, was the uniqueness of the city, and it really transfers into the people. And one of the great things about our company is the people that we get to work with to find jobs for them. They are fantastic, and they're so ready to do this kind of work, working for American employers, Canadian employers, because they've grown up in a society where international, companies have been a part of their daily work. People, parents are working at car companies from Asian companies and all sorts of things. It's a wonderful society to produce really high caliber, virtual assistants. It's been I can't think of starting this company in any other city. I think we're so fortunate to have started it in this city.
Yes. Well, we're very influenced by Texas. It's a 2-hour drive from our office to the Texas border. So we have grown with Texas very close. And Texas being such a big economy and a big state, the relationship between Monterrey and Texas has been very unique. And there's a lot of companies that have been opening offices here in Monterrey.
Yeah, and as a lot of you know, I grew up in South Texas. It's one of the fun parts of Andrés and I getting to know each other. We spent summers on the same beach. We have family histories that, may be overlapping each other. It's really that South Texas and Monterrey connection is really tight. And of course, with food, it's also tight. And I, of course, love Mexican food. I love Tex-Mex food. I love it when they combine the two. I think they're great. But I'm really interested in what Andrés likes for food. And so I've put together a little test for you, Andrés. Uh, are you ready to tell us what kind of food you really like?
Yes.
Okay. So if I'm offering you chilaquiles or a taquito, what are you choosing?
Tacos forever.
Tacos or chalupas?
Tacos.
Tacos or enchiladas?
Ah, okay. Red enchiladas or green enchiladas?
You can choose.
Well, if it's green, I'll go with green enchiladas.
Verdes.
Verdes.
Very good. Green enchiladas or your choice of ceviche?
Oh, ceviche all the way.
Okay. Ceviche or Mexico City street tacos?
Ceviche.
Okay. Ceviche or elote?
Man, it's getting harder. Ceviche. I'll stay with ceviche.
Okay. Ceviche or cabrito?
Cabrito. Oh, man. Come on.
And then finally, cabrito or a nice glass of carajillo?
I knew you were going to go that way. Oh, man. I presented Jason to the carajillo world, and he loved it. If anybody that's hearing this podcast has not tried a carajillo, it's going to change the way you perceive coffee after lunch.
And there's a lot of bad ways to make it too. Like, because I've ordered it in the States and I've ordered it in other places, and I don't think they're doing it correctly. It still tastes okay, but to have it the proper way and Monterrey is terrific, where they shake it table side. They brew the espresso, immediately. When it's done right, and I've seen people put toppers on it like tequila. I don't get that. I think it's just right the way it is.
Yeah, but carajillo forever. It's the best drink ever after lunch.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Well, we're going to take a break right now, and then when we come back, we're going to get into a little bit more with Andres. Thank you very much for tuning in. This podcast has been sponsored by... If you're a law firm owner, you already know the hardest part of running your practice isn't practicing law. It's managing people. You hire someone, train them, and then 6 months later, they're moving on. I've been there, and that's why I started Regents Remote Services. We help law firms build nearshore teams of bilingual professionals who work your hours, know your systems, and actually stick around. It's how I stopped rebuilding and started scaling. Learn more at regentsrs.com. And we're back. Andres, you got me thinking about food. Of course, I did it to myself, but that was a good run.
Thank you.
Very good run. I was surprised how strong ceviche was on your board.
Well, seafood in Mexico, in the right place, it's the best. We are surrounded by a lot of oceans, and ceviche could be a great meal. It could be prepared in 1,000 different ways. So.
Yeah, well, you've got, if you think about Mexico, you've really got three of the best coastlines in the world are all in one country. You've got the whole west side, from California down to Cabo. You've got just an expansive corporate giant. The East Coast, from Cancun, Cozumel, Playa del Carmen. The number of places are endless. They just go forever and ever. And then the sort of the underbelly, which maybe is my favorite coast,
the Pacific,
Puerto Vallarta, just off of Mexico City down there. Like, that's a wonderful place to go, have a holiday. And because they've got such a big influence from the resorts from the East and West Coast, even though the beach down there is a little different, the facilities are amazing, and it's not a secret on how to build a proper beach resort. Probably 50 years ago it was, but it's not anymore. Everybody knows how to do it correctly now. And you can go down there on a budget. You can go down there with a credit card. You can do whatever you want. There is a beach vacation for everybody somewhere in Mexico.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But in Monterrey, like, I feel like I need to know where to go to eat fish, because they haven't been swimming for a while when you're eating it in Monterrey.
Oh yeah, and the heat. Yeah, you need to know where to find seafood. If not, you can get it.
It's the same in Texas. Like if you
Yeah,
go get seafood in Dallas, you need to know where to go because those things have not been swimming for a while. So we have started this awesome company helping so many law firms. I thought it'd be helpful for people to know how we came together to start the firm, sort of our origin story. It's talked about a little bit, but essentially, I had trouble hiring people in certain positions. It was like a turnstile, and you were working with a friend of mine and said, "Hey, have you ever thought of hiring in Mexico?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, because I grew up right there, but I would not know even how to do that, how to even put that together." And we got together and really instantly hit it off because of our kind of shared backgrounds. And the history of my firm hiring in Mexico has led me to so many great relationships with people who I otherwise would not have met because of the proximity of Monterrey. I've been able to go down there and meet people in person and work with them in person. And I love our corporate office. I mean, it's in many respects nicer than my office in Florida, and it's very comfortable. But Andres has such a you have such a interesting background doing HR work for really really large corporate um, players in the United States, that this was sort of a switch, and that now you're working for small businesses trying to achieve that advantage of talent and scale, with finances at the same time. And
yeah.
what was that? What did you find challenging about switching gears from going from Wendy's to the law offices of
Yeah,
some guy in some state who needs one person?
yeah. It's really different for us. Uh, my experience has been on the marketing side forever, but when we got the opportunity to work with American companies that were entering the Mexican market, we became a solution provider for them. They were asking us, "Hey, what lawyer do you recommend? What accountant do you recommend? How do I open a company in Mexico?" Like a lot of American companies have been ripped off by joining the wrong Mexican partner, to be honest. So I became really good friends with my clients, and they started trusting me, and I ended up doing HR for them and helping them set up their company the right way, their taxes, everything. So they didn't get in trouble or they didn't pay any extra fees. We were protecting their money. And we ended up being a one stop shop turnkey operation for them. The marketing was one thing, but HR was the most powerful thing because, of course, people is a very important asset for their businesses. So when you came in, for me, it was the same thing. It's trying to add value. And we started with you as a favor to my friend. He called me and said, "Hey, really take care of Jason, man. He's a really good friend of mine." And I was like, "Okay." And we talked, and you expressed the issues you were encountering in your business. And we ended up finding a very good solution. And I remember when I told you, hire a lawyer or not a paralegal. We don't have paralegals in Mexico.
Yeah, that was my first issue was case managers, and I assumed that you would hire like for like. I need a car, I should go shopping for a car, and you were like, "No, you don't need a car. Why don't we go look for a sports car?"
Yeah.
And I would say that's crazy. I could never afford a sports car to fit into that spot, but that's the dynamic of the currencies between the countries and the talent pool. Is that's exactly what we can do. You can hire sports cars where in the past you know you were looking for kind of a lower model, and the background and education of these people I was just blown away. They were so smart.
Yes. The same with nurse practitioner position that we talked about. We ended up hiring doctors, people that actually
Right.
went to medical school. Because at the end of the day,
Yeah, because very common in America, you hire a nurse practitioner, 7, 8 grand to review the medical records, maybe in a big nursing home case or a case with maybe a lot of VA records or something, to kind of get a hold of these thousands of pages of records. And in Mexico, we can hire a physician. Now, there's some really smart nurses out there. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
but the cost of a fully bilingual physician in Mexico greatly is greatly lower than what you're paying per case. In the United States, instead of paying $7,500 or $8,000 a case, you could spend, a little over $3,000 a month for a physician to work on all your cases 40 hours a week.
yeah.
And this is not like a situation where one is getting the better of the other. Everybody's happy in this dynamic.
Yeah. And to be honest, that's where we complement each other in the fact that we always try to look for the best solution for every position and actually give an extra value, because what I have seen after studying the market is that other companies just hire whoever wants to do the job. And for me, that could be
Well, they focus on price, right? I
exactly.
mean, that's the if I've learned anything about this business, is that the greatest and most common failure of other virtual assistant companies and people wanting to work with virtual assistant companies is they spend all their time talking about price.
Yeah,
And you can spend 5% more on a price that is already 70% less than what you normally pay, and get much better talent just for spending a little extra money and a little more time and care with who you hire. That's for sure.
definitely.
My working with Andres in Mexico, in my mind, it's almost like the same thing as when we hire some of these really gifted people for these roles, because my business partner is somebody who probably wasn't interested in working with some lawyer from Central Florida, because he went to Stanford and yada yada yada. So even in the beginning of our relationship, I feel like there was so much value coming from Mexico that had nothing to do with the virtual assistants. It literally just had to do with you. And that's just, I think, it's just been a common thread in my relationship with Regents, and obviously in Andres as well.
Yeah. At the end, here in Monterrey, a lot of people study in the U.S. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And you've got some great colleges in Monterrey. Monterey
yeah,
Tech is an incredible university. It was started by some MIT graduates,
yes,
and I think I read has one of the highest population of billionaire graduates of any university in the world.
yeah,
It's amazing. I have friends from high school who did graduate work at Tech down in Monterey. They went to University of Texas and then went down there for graduate work. So there's a lot of stuff going on in Mexico that I don't think a lot of mainstream folks talk about or recognize, unless you're hanging out in South Texas or in that area, for sure.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Monterrey Tech, it's, on my perspective, the most important university, private university in Mexico. And it was founded because a lot of the great talent that was raised here in Monterrey and Mexico City was leaving to the United States to study, and then was hired by American companies, and people were staying in the United States. So there was a crisis of talent in Mexico. And the
Right.
founders, 7 or 8 very big business owners, uh, started this group to really create this program. And one of those guys was my grandfather. And it's a very interesting story, because my grandmother told me that my grandfather wrote a letter back in the day to 13 different universities asking for help with curriculum, different career curriculums for them to implement in Mexico.
Wow.
And he got almost 17 letters or 18 letters or 20, I don't remember the number, back, like more letters than he wrote. And yeah,
That's really
yeah,
cool.
from U.S. universities willing to help. And that was
Wow.
amazing. And he was a very small part of it. Of course, the main guy was Eugenio Garza Sada. That's the biggest icon ever in the industry of Monterrey. And yeah, my grandfather was born in 1905. So that was really back in the day. When I was
Yeah.
older, he was too old. So he was really an older grandparent. So my grandmother told me all these stories, and it was great to see how they created this educational system that now is the biggest in the country. So,
Yeah.
yeah, there were business owners just worried about the great talent leaving Mexico and staying in the US.
And now you have a new crisis of virtual assistants and people working abroad, kind of nomads, if you will. And now I'm reading just the other day that all of the expats from America that have gone down and just like rented apartments and are hanging out with the collecting their United States salaries and not really pitching in, right, for the environment that they're living in, there's probably going to be some reconciling with that in the next year or so. That's what the article said. Have you've heard about this
Yeah,
as well?
there's a huge crisis because a lot of people are pissed off because Americans are willing to pay, like they go in Mexico City in and they pay really good rates for rent. So
And that artificially raises the rate for the locals, right?
yeah, so the locals are pissed off because now they need to pay more because the business is demanding more. The renters are
Right.
demanding more. So there have been manifestations and everything around that. It's been quite a crisis because a lot of people, when COVID hit, came to Mexico as nomads, started working from home, but
Right.
living in Mexico, and
Correct.
and they're not paying taxes here, and
Right.
there's a big problem now for locals, and I think the government is implementing some rules and regulations around that next year. I don't know exactly the package for that, but I'm sure things are going to change.
Yeah, well, they're probably going to kick some people out, and they're probably going to recoup some taxes on normal everyday things that are currently that they're not charging for.
Yeah, and a lot of people have overstayed their visa. So
That too, yeah,
funny to hear that in Mexico from American citizens, It's usually the other
exactly,
way
because
around.
it's always the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's interesting. Uh, Curious. What book are you reading right now?
Oh, I'm reading, I just got it, Soberanía from Emma Cepala. It's a great author from Yale, and she leads a leadership and wellness program for Yale for high functioning uh, CEOs and business owners. And she's coming into Monterrey to a speaking gig, and I was invited, and I just bought the book, and I'm reading it to just catch up before I go
Cool.
at the end of this month to a conference she's going to give. And
Is she Mexican or was it just translated to
it
Spanish?
was translated, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, Amazon,
interesting.
apparently. And there's a book house from a friend of mine that did the translation job.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
There's another great book on Amazon available right now.
Yes.
It's called Shore Up.
By the great Jason Melton.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. It's a really good book. If you're considering hiring a virtual assistant, or you work with us already, or you're thinking about working with us, either way, you could never call us and look at that book. It's a quick read. It's 100 pages, but I spent a lot of time on it. There's a lot of detail in there. Check it out on Amazon if you're interested. It is not very expensive, and all proceeds go to writing another book. So
That's awesome. Yeah. It's a great book. And it's a short read, but very interesting, very light, but very
yeah,
powerful for any law firm that wants to explore the VA route in Mexico or in any other country.
yeah, I agree. Did you see the new Tron movie?
No, not yet. What do you think about it?
I took my boys to see it over the weekend. It's okay.
Yeah.
I felt like I was watching the same movie as the first one.
I never watched the first one.
So
So, um,
yeah, you could skip it and watch this one.
yeah. Yeah, my kids want to go, so I'm probably going to take them.
Yeah. Have you seen anything recently that you like?
Recently, Superman movie was good.
It was very good.
James
It was
Gunn
very good.
did a great job, I
Yeah,
think. I hope the
I agree.
DC universe kicks off. They've been in
Yeah,
a very bad.
they needed a good liftoff. That was a good one to
Yes,
start with.
yes. I hope they keep it running.
Yeah. Um, Any place in the world you've never visited that you really want to go to?
New Zealand. It's a place.
Man,
It's far, far away from Mexico. It's in
you're
my
reading
bucket
my
list.
mind.
It's in my bucket
Yeah.
list. Of course, you need time to go to those places. You cannot just go for a week. It takes you 3 days to get there, and or 2.5 days to get
And
there.
it should take time, right? Because you're going to go visit The Hobbit.
Yeah.
You're going to go visit, every other movie that was made in the last 20 years.
Yeah, definitely. The town, the Hobbit town. I don't know how this it's called, but it's just amazing. But yeah, New Zealand has a lot of movies made there, and it's a great place. I heard wonderful things about it. I have a couple friends,
And they've got some good. Growing up in South Texas, we do a lot of tubing. Going down the river and those sorts of things. There's a lot of really good tubing and river opportunities in New Zealand that are really fun. Those look really good too. I think it seems like it would be like probably a very active vacation. Probably not a lot of sitting around, but hiking and seeing some things. It looks great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on as our first guest. Super excited to get this thing started. There must have been some things that you wanted to talk about that we didn't talk about. So here's your last chance to say something.
No. I think the NFL is back. I'm excited. I'm going to go to the Broncos Cowboys game in Denver at the end of the month.
Are you a Cowboys fan or a Packers fan?
No, I'm a Raider fan. Unfortunately,
you're a Raider fan.
I'm a Raider fan. I grew up watching the Raiders.
I thought maybe you'd be a Packers fan because of when you first came to the States.
Yeah. I studied in Wisconsin for 5 years. Yes, with the Marines in the military school. Yeah, I got to see the Packers a lot. But before that, going to summer camp in San Antonio, Texas, every year, the Raiders were kind of a big thing back then, and I've been a Raider since.
Yeah, well, for the longest time, it was only the Steelers, Cowboys, and Raiders. Nobody would ever root for anybody else.
So I hope this season they pick up. It's been a hard several years for the Raiders. But as you know,
I think they're on the right track.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah,
I think they're on the right track.
Yeah, as you know, my daughter is doing his majors in psychology in CU Boulder. She just started as a freshman. And I'm taking my kids to go visit her, and we're going to see the Denver Broncos Cowboys game at the end of the month. It's going to be exciting.
Bring your oxygen tank with you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I've already been in Boulder a couple of times. Man, we Mexicans, it just gets harder to breathe. And, of course, it's cold, man. It's cold for us. So
it is cold.
Yeah. So, NFL is back.
Cool.
I'm excited. And, I hope it's a great season. Let's see who ends up in a Super Bowl. And it's
awesome.
It's a cool.
Well, I'm excited to do more of these podcasts and just introduce you guys to some of the coolest people I know who are doing amazing things in business. Sometimes the law, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the law. Please, like and subscribe. And we're going to have some great guests in the future. And of course, Andres, you were the best first guest I could have ever had.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, buddy. And we'll talk soon.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
You bet. Adios. This podcast has been sponsored by The Hiring Pool is Shallow. Your workload's heavier than ever, and you're one tough week away from burnout. That sounds familiar. Regents Remote Services can help. We match law firms with talented nearshore professionals who work your hours, understand your clients, and become part of your culture. You don't have to do this alone. Hire smarter, scale faster with Regents Remote Services. Visit regentsrs.com to learn more.